Thought I was gone, didn't you? Well, your wish isn't granted. I took a 2-week break because it was the holidays. But guess what? It's 2019 and it's business as usual. First of all, I do dedicate this show to a great fan and a great man who helped me out in my life. He was one of the first bases when I started going to school here in Seneca Falls. Always friendly. He was a fan of the show. This is dedicated to Jim Alessio. Our thoughts and prayers go with his family. And I do want to give a shout out to both Dewey's Third Ward Tavern and to Coach's Diner for continuing to stay on board with me. Thank you for your support. I hope it continues. Now, business as usual. Who thought last night's college football national championship was going to be one of those knockout, drag-out type games that we come to expect from Clemson and Alabama? Well, guess what? It turned into the eye of the tiger, if you'll ask me. Clemson showed with its quarterback, who looks like Ronnie Sunshine Bass from Remember the Titans, the besting Tua Tagovailoa in Alabama. You know, Nick Saban never had a beatdown like that since he probably was jumped on the playground when he was a kid. Oh well, I digress. Clemson with a big authoritative 44-16 win over Alabama, getting another national title. Now you gotta wonder, because the Cuse almost beat Clemson in September, is Syracuse the number 2 team? Syracuse gave a much better game to Clemson than Alabama did. You gotta wonder, do you think maybe in the future Alabama and Syracuse ought to play each other? Who knows? Well, I'll go from that to talking about some local sports. That was a great article about Waterloo coach Mark Pittifer and the resurrection of the Waterloo Indians boys basketball team. Crystal Kent has something to do with the resurrection of Waterloo sports, especially winter. But Mark Pittifer and his old school ways are helping the Waterloo boys do stuff they haven't done in a while. And that is win consistently and win with pride. And you know what, Coach Pittifer? My hat is off to you. But the thing is, you gotta kind of wonder. Some people probably are gonna make a joke of your name. And you know what? That would be Pittifer if it was. It's also pathetic. But from me to the Muhammad Ali of Finger Lakes basketball, good job there, buddy. You know, you're going to be the thriller when you get the killer there in Waterloo. Oh, whatever. Good job, Coach Pittifer. And also good news for the federation, for the State Federation of High School Sports. They want the football teams in every section to play games with teams that are of their class. Kind of make a consistent schedule. You know what? That might create some problems. But the truth is this. Both Waterloo and Minders are Class C teams. And you know what? I've been clamoring for Waterloo and Minders to play on the gridiron for a long time. Well, for the first time in a decade, it looks as though it may happen. And you know what old school fans like me are going to be doing? Jumping for joy. Yay! All right, calm down. You know what? It isn't set in stone yet, but give me a hammer and chisel. Oh, it is set in stone. Look at that. Look at that mark. But I digress. Good news for fans, but you know what? There's going to be maybe some logistical problems. Like they said, Dundee and Cuba Rushford may be playing each other in a game. That's an almost 85-mile one-way trip. You know, they got to work things out. I go from that to talking about the Orange. Huge bowl victory in the Camping World Bowl against a pretty decent but undermanned West Virginia team. Yeah, it would have been great if Greer had stepped in at quarterback, although the one who mainly replaced him did a fairly decent job. But you know what? We saw a glimpse of the future there with the Orange. Transfers Abdul Adams and Tristan Jackson playing a big part, including Jackson playing a look ma no hands touchdown catch against West Virginia. You know what? Big win, especially since West Virginia's coach Dana Holgerson decided to leave to become the coach of the Houston Cougars. But you know, this showed that they're ahead of schedule, plus Dino Babers signed a contract extension. He will be the coach of the Orange for the future, for a while. Well, you know what? That's a good news, and also good news for the Orange basketball team. Because guess what? We're starting to play Orange basketball, if you know what I mean. Big wins against Arkansas State and St. Bonaventure, plus a good way to open the ACC part against Notre Dame. Now we got 3 big games coming up. Clemson tomorrow night, Saturday Georgia Tech, and Monday down there in Cameron Indoor Stadium against Duke. Big week for Orange basketball. Let's hope maybe we're back on track. And last but not least, I'm going to close out by talking about the Bills closing out their season. Thankfully, a little bit. As you know, we were 6-10. Yeah, it was a rough year. But you know, this was a year about development. And Josh Allen looks as though he's starting to mold into the real deal. Because Josh Allen not only can run, he's got a cannon. And he took big steps against Miami, 42-17. And I mean big steps. I wonder if his feet are like size 11, size 12 like mine. 42-17. Plus also, my hat is off to Kyle Williams. Great career for the good guy there, the heart and soul of the Bills team. 13 years. Not much to celebrate when a lot of the time you didn't make the playoffs. But you know what? You're a class act. You represented the Bills well. Good luck in your retirement. You got one more game because you are going to be in the Pro Bowl, my man. But great career. The future's looking bright. And Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane, maybe there is a method to your madness. Who knows? And this is a method to my madness, because I am back for the next 3 months. See you next week.